Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Stephen, the Jupiterian here with a new moon report that will be happening on May 26, 2025 in the sign of Gemini. And here is the chart. I'm going to share it with you. Here's the new moon in Gemini 2025. Here's for the West Coast. Where this new moon will be occurring at 6 degrees and 5 minutes in Gemini. So if you have any planets in fellow air signs around this time, these degrees, 6 degrees, uh, you have it's a very interesting. It'll be a very good time for the air signs, especially if you have Gemini. If you have any planets in Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius at 6 degrees, or within because actually this is going to make a trine to Pluto. This new moon is going to be intense. New, you will be manifesting things or manifestation of ideas and communications of all sorts um, will be occurring. Actually, I also wanted to share with you where this will be on the East Coast. So let's open this new moon in Gemini. Uh, huh. I know I saved it here. Alrighty. New moon in Gemini. Where are you? Gemini. There we are. May 26th. Select. And we will put this on the East Coast. I put this in Manhasset, New York. And Capricorn will be on the rise at 11:02 p.m. It'll be 8:02 p.m. on the West Coast. It'll be 11:02-ish with 22 seconds, where the sun and the moon are conjunct, and which means it's a new moon, so new ideas, new paths of communication, curiosity. Um, so, yeah, Saturn rules this new moon because Capricorn is on the rise at this time when this full new moon occurs. Mercury is also here during this new moon. Communication will be uh, you'll be able to communicate your ideas much more clearer at this time. Mercury is in the sign that it rules, in one of them anyway. So you may be communicating about co-workers, work, a health routine, an illness maybe that the house of pets. Maybe you'll get some insight because Mercury rules your ninth house. And the sun and the moon. The sun rules your eighth, and the moon rules your seventh house. So this is about other people and your philosophy of your life, what you want out of your life purpose. Mercury rules your ninth and it rules your sixth house. So this could be about purpose. What you need to do for yourself and to finding your purpose in your life, possibly Capricorn. So, yeah, but actually, this is for, yeah, but actually, Capricorn, Saturn is the ruler of this new moon cycle. Well, although the new moon is in Gemini, which is ruled by my Mercury, and it's in the house of work and service, um, illness, um, how are you going to take care of your home, your foundation? Because it's making a sextile, Jupiter, well, let's see. And Saturn is in Aries at this time during this new moon. Ruled by Capricorn. And it's moved into the house. Saturn is in Aries, but this new moon is all about communication. Yes. It's making a sextile to Saturn and Neptune. Spiritual guidance of what you need to do for your health, taking care of your foundation, uh, communicating about home issues or with home. Maybe you found mold in your house, or maybe you found a crack in in the foundation of your home, and they need to be fixed. Saturn in Aries will definitely take the initiative and the fighting power of Aries, the pioneering spirit. Now that it's out of Pisces, the where it's surrender. Uh, Now it's in a warrior sign and ruled by Mars. And Mars is in fire sign of Leo, which isn't a bad thing, actually. Mars likes to be in fire signs. And Mars in Leo ruled rules Saturn, Neptune, and Venus right now during this full new moon in Gemini, where you'll be communicating. It's a very positive, I think it'll be very positive for communicating what your needs are, what your um, work you'll be communicating with your coworkers or employees even, because this is the house of employers and coworkers. I need to pause this again. Let's stop that. And yeah, so yeah, actually I'm going to pull some cards for this new moon next. And then we're going to go to the all signs. Sorry about that, everybody. I needed to get some water before I start. So I wanted to pull I'm gonna pull out my Light Seers deck and my Universal Rider Waite deck. So, for this new moon in Gemini, Jupiter is at the last degree. It was starting its last degrees of Gemini also, getting ready to go into Cancer very soon. So this is a really interesting time of manifesting what we want for the future. And so yeah, actually I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to shuffle my Light Seers deck. We have this new moon in Gemini. A lot of interesting things coming up for Geminis. Time to become adaptable, start communicating, and being more talkative. Probably be showing more of your charming and charismatic side to you. Well, yeah, Gemini likes to have variety. So, um, they love knowledge, they love information. So let's see what's going on for Gemini for with this new moon in Gemini. Okay. Well, well, new moon. Well, you'll be ignoring your emotions, probably most likely, Gemini. And hey, we have the King of Pentacles. Money could come in for you with your new found ideas. Um, and all this communication. Oh gosh, yes. And then we have the Two of Swords. So the Four of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and then the Two of Swords. So this is about emotions, money, and communication. That, yeah, probably your thoughts are um, seeing both sides of an issue here. Gemini, yes, you'll be seeing both sides of an issue or a problem, and being able to decipher or come up with new idea of this manifestation of some kind of material or money-making thing, and you're not going to let your emotions get in the way. So that's a good thing for you for this new moon in Gemini overall. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to start share this again. And this time I'm going to, so yeah, this new moon is at 6 degrees and 5 minutes of Gemini. So if you have any planets in Sagittarius, you'll be opposing you, but actually that's a really good thing. You'll be able to make compromises and negotiate things with it's a push pull negotiating and compromise bringing some compromise together here. Um, if it's in if planets in Aries, they are sextile or Leo. And then we have the square trines, Libra, if they could be square in Virgo. Well, it could be opposing Sagittarius. It'll square planets in Pisces if you have planets at the early degrees of Pisces, the early degrees of Virgo. And then they'll make a trine to any planets in Libra and Aquarius and conjunct any planets you have in Gemini. These are very good places. Conjunctions could be depending on the planet, could be good or bad. Mostly conjunctions are combining two energies into one. And then we have this. Okay, I went through the squares, trines, sextiles, and then we have if you have anything in Cancer or Taurus, well, you won't be seeing any of these because it's almost like having a planet right near here. You can't see your blind spot. It's almost like a blind spot. Actually, you can't see that's in your peripheral vision almost. So that would be the 7th, the 5th, the 11th, and the first house. So if you have anything in Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus, or Cancer, these are what Hellenistic astrologers call um, uh, planets that are in aversion, or you cannot see them or witness them. So, and this is even possible. Let's move this back an hour. Put this on Aries. Oops. I Aries. Aries rising. So this new moon is occurring in your third house at 6 degrees. So yeah, if we move this, let's say, yeah, the new moon, I had to change the time because I wanted to put Aries on the ascendant for Aries rising. Just pretend the moon is not in Taurus and the sun and the moon are at 6 degrees. And 12 minutes in the third house. For Aries, so this is all about communication, siblings, your neighbors. The sun rules your fifth house of creativity, children. Mercury, well, the moon rules your fourth house of home. And it's conjunct Mercury. Mercury just moved into Gemini, and Saturn is making a sextile to Mercury, or Mercury is making a sextile to Saturn and Neptune from your third house to the first house. So you'll be more um bringing more discipline and drive to accomplish something. Saturn is the taskmaster. Saturn is the teacher. Saturn brings restriction, also duty and responsibility and authority. So our Aries, you'll be authority to your personality. Authority will be brought to your personality. And all right, yeah, that's what this new moon is going to be. Let's move on to Taurus. Well, this new moon is happening in your second house, Taurus, of money, your possessions, things you own, things that are, well, actually, community, actually, most likely, Taurus, the things that you possess and the money that you accumulate will be have something to do with communication. So you could be working and in a communication field to get some money through your sixth house of work, and your 10th house of Aquarius. So this could be very great for Taurus, especially because we have Earth and air energy for an Earth sign for your money. And it's making a sex, well, not really sextile. It's not even trying, but it's making a sextile to all these planets in your 12th house of self-undoing, of hospitals. Um, so uh and dreams also, spiritual. Oh, something could occur here for spiritually also as well for you, Taurus. All right, moving on to Gemini. Well, this is occurring in your first house, Gemini, where you have the moon, Mercury, and the sun. This is early. I have this early in the morning because I had to put Gemini on the ascendant. So if you have the sun and the moon here, wow, this is going to be a very powerful time for you, Gemini. Mercury, the sign you rule, is here, and you'll be communicating more about personal things. Um, Maybe communicating about something you want to do with your health or with friends. Saturn will be more, you'll be more authoritative with your friends. So with Saturn in the 11th house, they may be spiritual friends as well with when it's conjunct Neptune. All right, moving on to Cancer. Well, Cancer, well, this new moon is happening in your 12th house of self-undoing, dreams. Um, this could have something to do with um, enjoying private things like and talking behind to people behind the scenes. And yeah, so Cancer, it's an interesting time for you with this new moon in your 12th house. Since the moon rules you, um, simple bed pleasures too, um, which are behind closed doors that no one, well, yeah, that are just behind the scenes, things that are happening behind the scenes for you, Cancer rising. Moving on to Leo. Leo, well, this new moon is occurring in your 11th house of friends, benefactors. You'll probably be communicating more with your friends and um, about this could be very good for talking to your friends about what your future plans are. Mercury also rules your second house of money and possessions. You would definitely be communicating more, Leo, about yeah. The topics of 11th house and second house matters. And also you'll be communicating about what your personal life to your friends. About probably making money that you've been working on since you started to study something in the ninth house, then it culminated into your career, and now it's culminating, manifesting in your 11th house. Pretty good, Leo. Next, Virgo. This new moon is happening in your 10th house of career, your social status. Well, that's the 11th house, but this is your reputation. You'll be communicating more about uh career endeavors. Maybe you'll be communicating or even writing. Maybe you're a writer, Virgo. You'll be making some money from this. If you have any planets that are in Libra at around 6 degrees or so, even 5, 6, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 degrees, and between 3 and 9 degrees of Gemini, and 3 and 9 degrees of Libra, and 3 and 9 degrees of Aquarius. These are your money houses, the second, the 10th, and the 6th. Work, career, and money. So this will work out well for you if you have planets, because they make a well, it's making a trine to Pluto. Mercury, the Sun, and the Moon will be making a trine to Pluto on the 26th of May when this new moon occurs at 11 p.m. tonight. Uh, so, Virgo, yep. Libra, well, this is occurring in your ninth house of your higher purpose. You may start studying some kind of new philo or religion, or starting to study more on a subject you're interested in. Since Mercury rules your 12th house. So This could be the 12th house is house of self-undoing. It's the house of dreams. It's a hidden house. It's the house of spiritual awareness. Could be. It could be spiritual awareness as well. Um, if you tap into the meditative, into that meditative state, Libra, you can you can manifest things from dreams. And the moon rules your 10th house, and the sun rules your 11th house of friends, benefactors. Saturn has moved into your 7th house of Libra as well. This new moon is powerful for you, Libra. It's also powerful for Gemini and Aquarius, fellow air signs. Is making a sextile to your 7th house. So you'll be working, studying something with your maybe with your partner. Who knows? It could be. All right. Moving on to Scorpio. Actually, I'm just touching upon a few things here for each. If you want an in-depth reading from me, you can always book one. I'm just giving you highlights of some things that I just see right now, depending on your chart too. So it's Scorpio rising. This new moon is happening in your 8th house of death, taxes, other people's money, um, inheritance. So yeah, this new moon is happening in your 8th house. This is something you don't see. Other people will see this. You just have to, well, it's an aversion to you, Scorpio, because it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 houses from you. Or, well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 5 houses from you. I think, wait, right? Well, eight, or if you go 1, 2, yeah, 8 houses from you. But if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses, the count, count, counterclockwise. But if we go count clockwise, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Counting this, if you count this, is 8 houses from you. And this is an interesting thing because Mercury rules your 8th house, and Mercury rules your 11th house. The sun rules your 10th, the moon rules your 9th. So this is a mysterious house, the 8th house, obviously, too. And let's see. The 8th, it's a psychological, also a psychological house. Sexual intimacy, transformation, and rebirth. So you may be thinking of investing, making an investment or inheritance. Um, the eighth house is the house of money that belongs to others, like bank loans, spousal money, and bank loans, bank account, credit card debt, credit card bills. So yeah, it could be a house of literal death as well, but it's not all terrible. Um, the house of research, secrets. So yeah, we will be looking at a lot of things here in these sections of our chart where, yeah, let's share this chart again for Scorpio, and then we can move on to Sagittarius. Well, Sagittarius, this new moon is happening in your seventh house of your spouse, your um oh, yeah, your spouse, your the marketplace, negotiating with clients, one-to-one relationships. So we have a new perspective here, Sagittarius. You may be getting new perspective, a new perspective on creativity, on a creative project, or children, or having children, Sagittarius. Um, Talking to your spouse may be talking to you more about what you enjoy doing, because the fifth house is all about fun and enjoyment, casual sex, and well, the eighth house is also about sex too, but you know, there's nothing in the eighth house until Jupiter moves into your eighth house in on June 9th, um, where it'll square Saturn, which will bring some interesting things between eighth and fifth house matters in June for you, Sagittarius. Uh, Although we have a stellium of planets in your seventh house now, Sagittarius. It's about other people, your spouse, your clientele, your um the people, your audience. Actually, if you have Pluto here in the third house of the internet, um, you'll be noticed more by others, by your intense interaction with the on the internet, like, or if you have a podcast, if you're being more intense and public in your or with your social media presence. Mars is in your ninth house, bringing this into a very uh, spiritual realm and or philosophical, and your belief systems are being tested here. Mars bringing up a lot of things from your ninth house topics to the fifth, because it's making a trine to Venus. Things you enjoy, value in your creativity now are just Sagittarius. All right, well, that's just a few things for Sagittarius. I can go on. I'm one of you. Okay, Capricorn. This is occurring in your sixth house. This new moon is occurring in your sixth house, Capricorn. As I said earlier, Capricorn, it's happening at 6 degrees and 5 minutes in your sixth house of work, service, ha um, issues with your health and pets, maybe communicating about a new health routine for you, Capricorn. Sixth house is service, work. You'll be communicating more about work at work with coworkers. And with the eighth house, oh, with your philosophy of life and your beliefs to the sixth house, where this new moon occur. Mercury is in here too, is playing a role here from with sixth house topics, ninth house topics, and eighth house topics. The sun rules your eighth house, the moon rules your seventh, and Mercury rules your sixth and ninth houses, Capricorn. So yes, this could be dealing with money issues. This could be dealing with um other people's money or inheritance or investments that you've made or want or thinking of making. Saturn, your ruling planet, is in Aries in the fourth house. And it's making a sextile to the new moon, this new moon and Mercury. And it's going to be very impactful, manifesting things that you want to accomplish for yourself. Aquarius. Well, Aquarius, this new moon is happening in your fifth house of creativity, fun, um, love affairs, casual love affairs, fun, speculation. You'll be communicating about things that you want to have fun doing. And you'll be communicating them with your spouse about probably about money and do you have the money? Do we have the money to spend on a vacation? Do we have the money to spend on some kind of something that will bring joy to us? And this sun rules your seventh house, and the moon rules your sixth house. So, yes. Make sure you have the money to do it and you're working towards that to fulfill your uh, passions with your partner, and you have the money to spend on things that you and your partner like are joining together with. All right, well, that's only a small part. Okay, Pisces. This new moon is occurring in your fourth house of home, your parents, your the foundation you build your life on. You'll be communicating more to your parents or communicating on a foundational level of your building your life. Because this is a personal house, private. You'll probably be talking to people you trust. You won't be telling people in the public what's going on in your private life. So this is a very private section of your life. We have a lot going on here, Pisces. So yeah, things you'll be starting to keep things from people you don't trust. Or try and talking to people you absolutely know you can trust. Saturn is in your second house of money. So you'll be more responsible with your bank account, with your finances, your the money you spend. You won't be spending, you probably won't be spending a lot more. You'll be more responsible with money, more restrictive of spending too much, Pisces. So, yes. And that's all I have for you with this new moon in Gemini happening on May 26th, 2025. Good luck, and it's going to be a very, very good time. Just make sure that Saturn is helping and make sure you're listening to Saturn. Saturn is in fall in Aries. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new here. And thank you to all my current subscribers, 168 of you and counting. So thank you very much. And comment, put some comments into the this below the description box. There's a comment section. You can comment. I'm enjoying reading some of your comments. Thank you so much and take care. Happy new moon in Gemini.